Retired Marine Colonel Marty Conrad started his real estate career in 1977 and quickly moved up their ranks in the real estate profession as a branch manager and now senior vice president and general manager of Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage, San Diego County and Temecula Valley region. Wow, Marty, that's impressive.
You make it sound impressive anyway.
Well, it is. I was running out of breath there. Welcome to Prime Time.
Thank you.
You are very disciplined in your field, I take it, with all of the military background you have.
Yes, I am.
Coupled with all the real estate expertise. Jeez. So Coldwell Banker is pretty well known. How many offices do you have around?
Well, we have 17 offices and prime offices, 20 locations, and we've been around a while, 107 years this summer. So you got to be pretty good to beat us. You got to be either Harley Davidson or U.S. Marine Corps to beat that kind of longevity.
And do you guys work together really well in the different markets?
Yes.
Like if you had a buyer who was looking for in another area, whatever, got a job transfer?
Absolutely. In fact, I like to tell people that when you work with Coldwell Banker, you're working with a whole family. You're working with every office in the county and in South Riverside County as well.
I love that. Well, give me your input on this real estate market. You know, it is obviously hot. It's so awesome to see that it's coming back now.
It's back. I will tell you, it's come back so fast. In fact, we've been through this several times now, several cycles. And when San Diego comes back, it comes back fast, and it comes back with no warning. And that's what's happening now. And in fact, the only thing that isn't up is inventory. And that's what's causing some difficulties for buyers. They're having a tough time finding the right property at the right price.
Isn't that funny? Because there was so much inventory, and now there's not. Supply of demand.
It was less than a year ago.
So now people are overbidding on the houses, right?
That's right. And unfortunately, they're not able to take the time to deliberate.
Yeah.
They're not able to really think things through because they know they're under pressure. If they see something, they've got to move. And it's not the best way to buy a piece of property, but they don't have any choice right now, unfortunately.
Unless you want to wait until the next cycle hits another 10 years.
Yeah, but that doesn't usually work out very well.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And we have some charts and graphs to show this market. Let's pull that up. There we go. Why don't you explain what we're looking at here?
Well, what we're looking at, in fact, one of the reasons I asked you to put these up is this market action report is available through any Coldwell Banker agent in any Coldwell Banker office, and we can tailor it to suit your needs as often as you want. No pun intended. And what you're looking at right now are numbers for all of San Diego County, and it's through the month of April and year to date.
Wow.
And what it's really telling us, just go through a couple of numbers real quickly if you don't mind. Average list price of all current listings on the market right now, $926,000, 5% over last month alone, 40% over last year at this time.
Wow.
The average sale price in April, $515,102, up 7% over last month. And that's
I'm so happy because I'm a homeowner, right?
Well,
this is great.
We're all happy about that. 23% over last year this time. And the median sale price, so half above, half below, $375,000. That's up 19% over this time. So it's
Can I ask you a question? Is now the time to buy for investment properties as well?
Well, the investors were actually buying up 3-4 years ago. The smart money had been in this market for quite some time
because they had all the capital.
Well, and they knew that San Diego County is not going to stay down.
Never.
There's just too many things going our way for people to not want to live here, and there's never going to be enough property.
Who doesn't love San Diego? It's the best city in America. Best city in America. Let's talk about pocket listings. Explain that to us.
Pocket listing is something in the industry that becomes more common when inventory shrinks. And what we mean by pocket listings are those listings that an agent might take where they're not fully exposed to the marketplace. They're not entered in the MLS, and therefore all of the real estate agents in the county don't have access to it. And that can be a disservice to the seller because they're not getting full exposure. So a seller would be wise when they're talking to their real estate agent to make sure that that property is being exposed through the MLS so that they can get the widest exposure possible and therefore the best price and terms possible.
You explain it so simply. I love it.
Well, I wish it was as simple as that for sellers to just say to their agent, "I want this exposed."
Yeah.
Sometimes a real estate agent will hold something back in the hopes that they have both ends of the transaction, and that's not always in the best interest.
Isn't that dual agency?
Yes, it is. It's certainly one form of it, and it's not necessarily. It's absolutely not in the best interest of the seller.
Going back to the investors, let's talk about all cash offers, and is that still happening in San Diego?
It sure is, and that's another difficulty that the typical buyer is having right now. Most of us don't have $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 to put down on a piece of property. So the cash buyers, the cash investors are still king because the sellers right now can control terms. Sellers don't want to risk tying themselves up on a conventional loan if they don't have to, because then they don't have to worry about appraisals, they don't have to worry about the underwriting process.
Right. It's time consuming.
It is. And what's even more unfortunate about that is those buyers who want to buy FHA or VA are having a real tough time, because those are really difficult to get through to a seller. Sellers are just reluctant to take the risk, the perceived risk of tying their property up.
But what about if they're dealing with you?
Well, hopefully they're dealing with my agents, and the agents are convincing them to give the buyer a fair shot.
And that's what you need. You need someone to go to battle for you.
You sure do.
You know, and that's so important, to have good representation. How can a seller build equity and still keep their payments affordable?
Well, you know, I wish people, actually in 2004, 2005, I wish more people were doing this. There is a way, without spending any more money per month, there's what they call a biweekly loan payment.
Ooh, I'm interested in this.
Well, you can do it for, most lenders will do it as a service, and there are plenty of services that are out there that'll set you up for free or for a very, very low amount of money. And it's simply taking your monthly payment, and instead of one payment per month, that payment's divided into two. You're paying two equal payments every month. And that, in effect, makes an extra payment every year. So you're paying your loan off, depending on the interest rate, your loan's being paid off anywhere from 3 to 7 years early. And, for example, today, on the typical $550,000 loan, it's, say, 3.75%. I did some rough numbers before I came over here. If you paid your loan down on a biweekly payment, you would be down, you'd be $20,000 ahead in equity in 7 years just by making that biweekly payment.
That is such great advice.
It
Why
doesn't
didn't
cost
I
you
do
anything.
that?
People don't think about it.
Can I ask you one last question?
Sure, you bet.
Is it I don't know, effective to have your property taxes and cover it in your loan, or to pay it yearly or bi-yearly? Does it matter?
Well, it does to me. I have to have them impounded because I don't have the discipline to keep the money aside. So if I don't do it, I'm worried about how am I going to make the tax payment next year. So I prefer the impounds. Other people would rather wait till the last minute to pay Uncle Sam.
Okay. If you know any other tricks, you need to come back on the show and tell us. We need all the tricks we could get to be successful in the real estate market.
I'll be happy to.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.